Hello there, beautiful people. So, welcome back. My name is Carol, and welcome to Coloring You. This is a channel where I like to talk about anything metaphysical. And today we're talking about real life and metaphysical stuff, right? Today I am doing a reading for each zodiac sign for those specifically who are going to be participating in the protest this weekend. That is this Friday, June 13, June 14, and June 15. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And yeah, why am I doing this? So I'm doing this to help and to support those that who will be attending during that time frame. What advice do the cards have to give during that time frame? What's the energies has to say? What's going on? Just so that you could be aware and informed of just what to expect, right? Why not? If we could get a little bit of extra guidance and advice for that time frame and you feel called to go out to support, then why not? That's the information that I want to give. Now, before I do that, I also want to do an energy reading on the U.S. Army. I'm looking at my notes. Trump's birthday / military parade, just like what's the energy going around there, and Melania Trump, just to see what's going on there. As a whole, as the United States, what's the energy like and what's going on? And the way that I see energy is I see it through color. I have the ability to see color with my natural eye. I can see your auras, your chakras, and just in general, colors have a language within themselves, and I feel that energy out and see what it's saying. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to turn my camera around and real quick, just before I do that, if you want to support the protest, this Saturday specifically is a National No Kings Day. You go to nokings.org and you could see like a map layout of you just put in where you're from, and then it'll show you what's the closest location where people will be gathering to support the cause now, or to voice their opinion. Now, if for whatever reason you can't do that or you don't want to, but you still want to support, then you're like, how can I? There are several different ways. But for that day specifically, what I would say is I would really support through music and through food, because that's the way that I know how you really connect with people and you let people know, like, this is America. This is America. Like, you go out and you support, your local community, and you eat your people's foods, whatever it is that you're craving that day, whether that is, Spanish foods, Mexican food, Middle Eastern food from the Caribbeans. Like, you pick your culture, you pick your country, whatever it is your corazón is feeling that day, you go ahead and you pick it, you eat it, you tell them how much you love their culture, how much you love their people, how much you love their food, and you listen to their music and you bump up, but it's something you vibe with and you feel with, because why not? That's how we connect with people. And record and you post also. If you see something, say something. There's strength in numbers. That's all I gotta say. And there's also oh man, I feel like I'm going on a tangent now. Like, everything's strategy as well, just FYI. Like, you gotta go out to protest, you gotta do it out peacefully, because there's so many people watching, there's gonna be so many cameras out there, and it's a big day because it's June 14. It's also the U.S. Army's birthday. It's Trump's birthday. Like, nobody, that's the thing. It's just like, who, oh, let me not get on that tangent. Anyway, we don't celebrate kings. That's just not what we're about. And it's a day to say that that's not what we're doing. It's about the people, and you can't forget about what's going on and how it's just not okay. Like, you have to think about your morals and your ethics, and you got to listen to your intuition. And anytime you go against that, it's like, I was hearing the story that somebody posted, that they said that when they were a student, I don't know at what grade, maybe middle school or high school or something of that nature, the teacher just came in very aggressively and said, you know, if you want to pass this class, you have to um, you know, obey. You cannot move. Anybody who moves, you know, will fail this class instantly. And then he gets this goldfish, and he grabs the fish and he takes it out of the water and puts it on the table and then walks out. And you just see the fish flapping, and then you see the students just in shock, and you see everybody's heart like, I can't, what in the world? And you want to just get up and you want to save the fish, because you know it's morally it's not okay, but you're still worried about your grade because they set a boundary, a rule, regulation of some sort that says, you know, if you do X, this is going to be the punishment for that. But you know morally it's not okay. But you're trying to be a good student at the same time. So she got all conflicted, and she didn't move because she wanted that grade. And there was another student who said, F that, grabbed that fish, got up, grabbed that fish, and threw it back into the tank, the water tank. And then the teacher came back in, and then was just like, reminded them, like, look at it, like, you were willing to see something like that. You were willing to go against your own morals and ethics for what? For a grade? Like, think about that for a second. And for the girl that was telling the story, it was like a life-changing moment where she was like, never again. I have to be the one to speak up. I have to say something, because it didn't sit right with her. And you got to think about it that kind of way. It's just like, it does take bravery, you know, to go against the status quo. It just does. And that's all I got to say. All right, so I'm gonna turn my camera around because I want to talk about the energies and what's going on during that time frame. So what is going on? Let's see. All right, so we're back. Hello there, beautiful people. Okay, so what do I have here? I have here USA, July 4th, 1776. And, well, this is the day that the U.S. Army was established. So because of that, that makes the U.S. Sun Cancer, Moon Aquarius, and its rising is Sagittarius. So what does that mean for the U.S. in general? This is my drawing, all right? All right, so what does this mean in general? All right, when we're thinking about Cancer and the U.S., like, Cancer has to do with family and with harmony and thinking about community and things of that nature. But it's just like within, you're not thinking about, it's not necessarily humanitarian, it's just like more like the family, right? That's the kind of energy and how it shows up. I guess for the U.S. And when you're talking about the moon and the Aquarius is humanitarian. Like when U.S. Like the energy of Americans or the USA is just like when we get emotional, it's just like we're thinking about like the whole. We're like nah. It's just like we are individuals and we do think individualistically. I don't even know if that's a word, because of the Sagittarius here rising. But when we get emotional, we always come collectively and remember, it's like, wait, we're bigger than just that. We're bigger than just us, you know, because we do impact the world. And whether you agree with that or not, we impact the world, and the leaders that we choose impact us and the world as well, because we impact everything economically. Like everything at the end of the day, if you chase or you're trying to figure out the answer to like what's tying this, what's moving it, it's always going to be money. But it's just like with the Sagittarius here rising, it's more about being independent and free, And that's what we're always preaching, is like freedom of speech, you know, and independence, and being allowed to be America. You know, that is just like America is just like, we're all about the family, but it's just like family is just not us. It's also everybody else as a whole. It's just like we're thinking about not just us. It's just like as a whole, when we get emotionally, remember that it's just like, no, it's greater than just us. But we are big in being individuals just in general, and very family oriented. Okay. Now, with that being said, what colors do I see when I see USA? I get, all right, I get red. If this was the heart, if this is US and this in the middle is the heart, for whatever reason, I get the color red here, and I get green and embedded pink. Like outside is green and embedded is pink. That might not make any sense to you, but it makes sense to me because that's just what I'm seeing. All right, so this was red. All right. So what am I feeling here? All right. So the energy of US and Americans. All right. This is interesting. Like, I get it from both sides, you know, whichever side you're on. Not necessarily politically, because I don't feel it like, you might think this is like it's a political thing, but nah, it's like a trick or a lie to make you think left, right? But it's not really that way. But anyway, there is two sides. And they both feel equally angry, you know, about how, well, the reasons of why is different. Like, I really feel two different types of anger and rage, but they're both in rage, right? And it's just like, and then, but the answer to that is because when I see colors coming outside, is usually the answers to what needs to happen in order for the heart to be calm. Because the heart's not meant to be red, the heart's meant to be green or pink, depending what's going on. And so with the green, what I get there is just like, oh man, I get a lot of the environment, and I get a lot of the how that's tied to the economy, and it has to do with farmers as well. It's just like, it's two things. I see the environment and I see the farmlands, and they're trying to separate these two things, and they're not separate. They're actually one and one. And the more you get connected to your environment, and the more that you strengthen the physical actual soil in this land, economically we will prosper so much. And with this red, it's going to give us a lesson of like how important it is for us to take care of our land, and through that we take care of our economy, because it really brings us a lot of abundance in that way. So it's just like they're feeding the wrong energy. I don't know how to say that. The wrong energy is kind of being fed in order to get to that quote unquote prosperity that we're looking for as a whole. Okay, and then what I get it like embedded in between, like it feels like in the middle is red and then the outside is green, but embedded in between all of that red and green, I see pink. And a lot of that to me means like social media, news. It's a lot of networking and talking, like communication and whispering. What I get is, you know, like that thing where, what's that game? The telephone game, where you get like a group of individuals and you'll start a message and you whisper to their ear, and then the next person tells them the message, whatever they heard, but you have to say it verbatim, whatever it is that you heard. But the thing is, by the time you get to the last person, the message has changed. It's not the original message. And that's the energy that I get, is like the telephone game constantly. And I think that that's why like recording and video is so key and so important, because there's a lot of things going on in the background that we don't understand, that is in play, that's kind of not necessarily bigger than us, but it's more hidden, is what I get. It's like, it's just hidden. You don't see a lot that's happening behind the scene. And it's really going to be the recordings and the more clear communication is, the more you get to like truth, quote unquote truth, whatever that is, and you don't feed so easily into just like hearsay, or like the more you do your own personal investigation is really what's going to empower you even more, and the nation even more, and you'll get the more truth, and the more truth that comes in, the more you'll get guided in like which direction you need to go, or we need to go as a whole, as a nation, right? That's what I get here color wise. Anyway, that's just the energy around that. Let's talk about the U.S. Army. What's going on here? All right, so June 14 is actually the birthday of the U.S. Army. I need to get a sip of water, so give me like 10 seconds. Hold on. All right, thank you. So, U.S. Army. June 14th. Hey, that's his birthday. There's no actual time, because there's no actual time. Like, I'm not sure what the moon or the rising would be, but it's definitely Gemini. Gemini is all about communication, socializing, getting to know and experiencing different things. And as you know, it's just like you could go, I want to say you could go both ways. The energy of Geminis is like, meaning you could be, energetically, you could be very, very loving and very aggressive, like really quick, like that kind of vibe, that kind of energy. And that is kind of the Army, because we can be very giving and very soft. And I say we because like I'm a U.S. Army veteran myself. I served for 8 years proudly, and that energy is very strong. We can be very kind, but we could be very rough as well too. All right, with the Virgo moon, that means like emotionally we show up very structurally. Like the more emotional we get, the more we'll drill like structure or organization or that kind of vibe. At least that's the energy that I kind of get with it. All right, let's see, what colors do I see here when it comes to the U.S. Army. That's yellow. A lot of yellow and a lot of I get sand color. What's a sand color? Like beige sand. I'm just gonna put sand color. I don't have sand color. Sand color. A lot of sand. Ooh, work. All right. So man, that's interesting. In their heart space, I think that's interesting. Okay, so this I'm seeing as an army as a whole, not like as an individual or a person, like more as a whole, as a collective. What kind of colors do I see? And you know what I mean, especially during this time frame for them. Now here, what I get is like a lot of embedded yellow. And let me explain that, but I feel like I gotta go into like the sand color a little bit more. Actually, I gotta go to this like red, green, no, sand. Okay, I'm gonna go to the sand color a little bit more. So when I feel into that all I get is like work. That's just like, that's the energy that I get, is like work and please, I guess, kind of vibe. Now I get it. You know, you're just meeting orders. It's like whatever the order is, it's just like, it's just the order. And that's really how you're dealing with everything. It's just like, we're just following orders and that's it. And that's how you're dealing with anything, especially if it comes like, I don't know. If you ever have like a conflict within your mind and your soul and your heart or whatever, like they block the whole heart part out. The only thing that's connected is like your solar plex and your mind. And I guess it's because of work. you know. And sometimes in order to accomplish things and get things done, it takes courage, and like you gotta like talk it out or figure it out. You gotta make sense in your head, like, all right, we're doing this as a for XYZ reason kind of energy. And you still want to feel proud, you know, you want to feel proud. There's a lot of like, I want to feel proud, not just for myself, but for my family. It's a lot of proudness there. Patriot, what's the word? Patriotic. Yeah. A lot of that energy going on. Now with the red and green, that's a conflict of the heart there. Originally, I was seeing it here. I just feel it a little bit differently. I just feel it here as like more like a conflict of a heart. It was like it's gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Um, as with military members as a whole, there's gonna be a conflict in the heart there, where, how do I say this? It's really hard to understand unless you like been in the service and you've been to war and you've been to kind of that kind of thing, because it's like, you can't say you've been in those shoes unless you've been in those shoes. Like you can only kind of guess and get a vibe for it. So like the energy that I get here is always, I get like the battle buddy system. It's just like there's so much honor that comes with being a soldier, with serving, and with being a good like battle, like being a good battle buddy, because you know you do so much and you see so many of your brothers, sisters like literally die in their uniform. So it's really hard to disrespect the uniform when you know how much death is, not only death is involved, but it's more like like bravery, and how much, you know, the strength and like everything that it took for that soldier, you know, to not come out of whatever situation because of war or something of that nature. So it's hard for us to disrespect something like that. But the thing is that when you're in as a civilian, there's a different perspective, because you're looking from the outside and you could kind of see the bigger picture. Because the reality of it is that the higher up you go, you start to realize how much they really don't care about you, and how much you are just really a number. And when it comes to government, you're not necessarily like, they're not thinking with their hearts. This is, you know, it's a different type of thought process. When it gets convoluted and things of that nature. But when you come down to it even smaller, and you start breaking it down just to the person, you know, and to how they are ethically and who they are as Americans and what they represent, you start to realize and remember that they're people again. And that's where there's a conflict of the heart, and that's the energy that I get. So I want to pull a card for that day. Like, I didn't do it for, Lord, what was I talking about? The U.S. in general, which I should. Maybe I should go back to that. But anyway, let me pull a card for the U.S. Army just in June 14. What's the vibe going to be that day? Just because I'm here, why not? I want to do a 3-card pull. Maybe I'll do it for, yeah, why not? 3-card pull. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just in general, the weekend vibe. All right. Oh, shit. All right, if you notice, these are all wands. That's a lot of fire energy. That's a lot of rah, rah, rah. You know, it's just like pumping people up and taking care of what's home kind of vibe. Because when it comes to the Page of Wands, I always get this energy of like, we've been here before. This isn't my first rodeo. However, you're still learning. You're still remembering mistakes and things of that nature. Like, how do you handle this? I gotta get that. All right. Well, see here, like even here, I see like a lot of brown, which is like a lot of work energy. It's like a lot of work, a lot of trying to please a king, trying to yeah, that's the energy I get. Trying to please a king, trying to make his happy about his house, his home, protecting the home. Like that's the mission, and I gotta make him proud. I gotta stand here and look pretty. Huh. I don't know if the parade thing's gonna happen. Anyway, um, um, I don't know. I just got a like weird little feeling there. I don't know, because this is like a card of victory. However, it doesn't feel necessarily that way. Like this is interesting. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what's going. We'll see what happens on. Oh, we'll see what happens this weekend. Anyway, that's all I get. All right, let's go to the next one. You know what? I didn't pull anything for the USA. Let me just pull something for the for US in general on that day. On not that day, this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. How is the US in general showing up energetically this weekend? As a whole, as a collective, you know. Trying to say we're separate, but we're not. We're not. Man. And King of Wands again, the King of Wands. Lord. Once again, there's Lord. There's a king there that's showing up that's saying like, hey, work, work, work. We gotta defend and protect our nation, blah blah. And like all the choices that he's making is literally affecting the economy because this has got to do with money and things of that nature. Um, he's somehow thinking it's gonna lead to more money, but I'm not sure how because that feels very kind of delusional. Like he's dreaming about it. Like he's literally, I don't even know. Anyway, I talked about the U.S. and for some reason I thought that drove me into Trump's energy. Uh, oh, okay. So as the U.S. as a whole, they're thinking. What I get is this is like we're thinking about the economy, how we're gonna financially make things happen, and like there is some uh, I don't know. I keep getting like a delusional state here when it comes to quote unquote Trump because I don't think he's seeing this or realizing it. That's what it is. Well, that's just what I'm getting. All right. That's just what I'm getting. All right. Let's see. Did this. All right. Let's talk about Trump's actual birthday slash parade. What's going on there? So let me shuffle and draw 3 cards for that. All right, so what do I get here? I get that I need to hold these cards like this. So first of all, let's go down here. Let's talk a little bit about Trump, his birthday. His birthday is June 14th. I don't like, anyway, doesn't matter. He's a Gemini. He's a Gemini. So it's all about communication. Yeah, he's a good networker. He knows how to communicate. He knows how to talk. He knows how to switch his goal whichever way he needs to in order to get to his target, because he's a Gemini. He go hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, whatever it is that he needs to be in order to get there. And I say that because emotionally he's a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius are very like target oriented individuals, right? Like they're goal oriented, like vision boards, things of that nature, at least so I feel, or say, or whatever. Anyway, with that being said, like he's a Gemini, so he's gonna do whatever he needs to in order to get to his goal, or whatever that he wants emotionally. That's why he gets very emotional about certain things that he wants, and he gets upset when he doesn't get it, because when it comes to like the Sagittarius energy, like they're like warriors. They're when they go for something, they fight for something. They're in it for it all. This is like life or death kind of vibe energy. Like it's either this or nothing. Like I want nothing in between, you know. Um, and I don't know, this guy. He loves his army for some weird reason. I guess that's why emotionally, Sagittarius are like soldiers, that kind of vibe. They're, archers. Um, he loves his army, but he's like, it's like that. There's like this saying going around everywhere, which is true. Like, as long as he's not serving, you know. Anyway, rising. He's a Leo. He wants to shine. He wants to shine. He wants to shine. He wants to shine. He just wants to be, it's a me thing. It's a me vibe. I just want to showcase and show my friends, because the thing is that, oh, okay, so this is the energy that I get. Like, I want to, like, when kids want to show their friends, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get a new toy. I already told them that I could do these things, and I already told them that, I got the latest thing, and then I don't know. I'm thinking like a pair of shoes, right? Like I got the swag, I got this, I got the, check this out. Like, you can't get this. Like, haha, I got it first before you. Like that kind of vibe, that kind of energy. Like I want to stand out like that. And the reason why I get that is because I keep seeing like world leaders, like literally world leaders, and to showcase them. Like, look what I could do, you know? Why? I don't know. Boredom, maybe. Like, I think when you hit like different levels of economical status or of friends, but you still got the same energy, regardless where he shows up, he's still gonna want to show off and show you like, I have the better girl, car, job, idea. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Why so heavily? Anyway, that's the energy. So what are the colors that I get for him, especially for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What's going on with this guy? All right. It's a lot of red, yellow, green, some more yellow. All right, interesting. All right, let's just talk about it. So this guy, my Lord. All right, so he shows up very red to me. Red, the Cheto guy. So he shows up very red. All right, once again, I'm going to stand up to go get those cards. I'm not even sure if that's how it was. Is it like this? Anyway. All right. Red. Why am I seeing so much red? All right, he wants to showcase that he could do things fast, and like fast in a hurry, in a rush. It's like go. Like he's skipping a lot of steps, and he doesn't feel like he has to do, like, let's say, in a normal presidency or in nature, you'll have like maybe 5 steps that you need to take in order to move to do anything as a president. People think that it's just instant. It's not really, is what I get. And he'll just be like, screw that. He'll want to go straight to the action, because he wants to say, see, I could get things actually done, actually move things happen, I make things happen, I manifest, I'm that guy. And that's how I showcase power and strength, is the energy. And then like for whatever reason that boosts his ego up and gives him like more cocky and confidence, like see, like he's just like, okay, the more that I do this, uh uh the more I will shine, or the more you'll see me, or the more you see how much, like how brave I don't even know why, but like how brave I am, or how this or that. Like I want to be, the way he's throwing himself a parade is just like he wants to feel like people threw him that parade and they glorified him, which is not the case, because he's doing it and throwing it for self and making people show up. So all right, with the green is in the outskirts trying to come in, but it's like it's trying to, man. Okay, so whether you believe this or not, Mother Nature is actually trying to have a conversation with him. Mother Nature is showing him strong. Mother Nature is like, hey, we need some attention here. And the more that you pay attention to the physical soil that you have, the more prosperity we will bring you. Uh, good gosh, it's a strange energy. Everything, because earlier I was talking about farmers and the economy and like the ecosystem, and I still feel that. Like I feel that strongly somehow. Like somehow this is like they're trying to separate two different things, and it's not. It's just like people and the ecosystem are connected, and he's not getting that point. He's not getting that understanding. And the yellow comes in because it's trying to showcase like this would be the proper way to actually get that attention that you're trying to get. If he were to focus on that, there will be some that's not what I was expecting, but whatever. Anyway, what's happening that day? Let's go with the cards. Let's go with the cards. King of Pentacles. All right. First of all, this is very costly, very, very costly. And he's in that I don't care energy. And if it's not going to make me money, I'm not going to pay attention to it. Like literally, if you want to have a conversation with him, it has to be about money, because if it's not about money, he's not interested, because there's a lot of I see physical hands, like physical pockets of like cash being handed, like just like that's helping and funding his ideology or whatever it is that he's doing. I don't even know if it's an ideology. I think it's more like he wants to feel like I'm the cool kid on the block, like I'm the popular kid, like paid. I don't know. It's all about attention. Is all the energy I get. Anyway, if you want his attention, it has to be dealing with money and things of that nature. And he's missing how to get that. And this, man, I keep getting this through our actual physical soil. Anyway, Trump's gonna learn the hard way. Because the thing is that when it comes to our soil and our land, it takes the indigenous people or the people of the land, or people who are connected close to the land, to understand the land, so that the land could really grow fruitfully and in a positive way, in a positive direction in all ways, not just with plants, but with, community. At least that's the energy that I get. And here, this is interesting. I literally get that this event, the actual parade and the energy going around it, is somehow bringing some sort of balance between the masculine and the femininity. Like there's like some sort of like I feel like the feminine side really take a big rise and really show up, and really there's something about like the feminine energy here that really I don't want to say steps up because that's not the energy I get at all. It's meaning just like that it's we'll physically see it and feel it. Um, there's a strong man. I just see a lot of women. I see a lot of women um, that are going to be in the forefront, that's going to be really, really pushing this, that's going to be like, no, this is not okay. And it's just like, that's really, really going to make the change and the difference, because this little path right here is what keeps showing up hard. Like they're going to lead the way, they're going to lead the path. It's going to be the movement, the movement. I don't know. There's a strong female leader. That's all I get. Okay. I'm interested. But the thing is that it's moving in the right direction. It's moving in the right direction. Damn. You know what I get is the statement, through chaos I save you. Like, so I'm gonna tell you a wild story. I remember one time I was taking a shower, and I was getting out the shower, and I told my husband about this wild vision that I had while I was showering. It happened so fast, so quickly, but like it was just crazy on the detail, what I felt and what I saw. Like you couldn't convince me that it wasn't true and it wasn't real. And what I saw was basically is it who is it that walks through is it Moses? Yes, it's Moses. Moses' story when he parts the Red Sea so that his people could walk through, and he's being chased by pharaohs. That scene, I was able, like, I felt like God placed me in that scene, but how I felt was like I was like a fly in the wall, and I was just watching everything, and I was feeling everything. I was feeling just emotions. I was feeling every emotion. It was excitement and fear, rage, like just everything. People praying, people, saying good and the bad, like saying, dear God, help me, all the way to like, how could you do this to me? Like, what did I do to you? Like that kind of things. You could feel everything. And and all I kept feeling was feet getting like heavier and heavier, because they were like walking through like mud. Like it was just awful. It was so heavy, and you could see like the storm. You could see all of this like stuff happening. You could just see, you could feel the wind and the water, and it's just like it was just muddy, and it was raining, but it wasn't like a crazy heavy rain, but it was raining. It was so windy, and they were being chased, and I could feel that. Like I could feel that they were being chased because of the way they were thinking and moving, and you felt everything. And the thing was that out of nowhere, like I turned around, and as I turned around, I was able to see literally just the chaos. And when I saw the chaos, I mean, I saw the weather. It's really windy out here, so I just got things flying. I saw the weather, and what I saw was that they were walking through the sea, and they had no idea, they were just pushing through. And the thing was that it was just perfect timing. It was just everything. When I say it was everything, it was just divine. It was miraculous. It was everything of the above, right? Just it was a miracle. It was perfect timing. It was divine timing, and they would just happen to be at the right place at the right time. And when they were crossing over, the water just happened to recede, and the weather was creating all of that. And it was just like, and when the weather calmed and everything just started to go back, and it was just like, holy snap! And I was able to see that. And then in that moment, it's like, through chaos, I saved my people. And when I was just like, oh man, I was like, all of that had to be created in order for that to happen. Now, I'm not like how do I say this? I don't preach. I used to back in the day, but I don't anymore. Just because it's limiting, because I it's not inclusive. And I want this to always be inclusive, and this channel and everything that I do. But I would just want to share that story because that's what I heard when I saw this card. Through chaos, I save you. We shall see. We shall see. It does feel kind of like a little long path though. Anyway, that's what I got. Let's keep it pushing. Melania K. Trump. All right. Why her? Because why not? Okay, she is. First of all, she doesn't say anything. I was like, does she? What is she? Does she even agree with the hell's going on? She's a foreigner herself. I want to say she's from like Slovakia or something. I could be totally wrong, but I mean, she is a foreigner herself. I'm just not quite too sure what country, but she's she is an American citizen. She's just nationalistic, which is the proper word you would say. Anyway, what's going on with you? Yeah. Man, homegirl don't even want to. Well, anyway, hold on. Homegirl don't even want to be here. When I say here, it's just like dealing with what she's dealing now. She's like, oh my gosh. Like, I married you thinking I was going to get a different type of life. Not this kind of life. Like, you know, getting. Anyway, done. That's just what I get from the cards, but I'm not there yet. Let's go down to what's going on over here. All right. Let's go. So the sun. So she is a Taurus. So that makes her very grounded, very like homey, loyal. That's the word I get. I get loyal because I saw like a dog, not in a bad way. Not saying she's like. I'm just saying. That's the image that I get. Like a very delicious. She's loyal. Okay, now with the Capricorn moon, emotionally, she's a worker. She's gonna keep to herself. Like, she's not that person to when she gets emotional or something happens and it affects her, to be out in public and things of that nature. And we already know that because we really don't see her out there that much. But she is a hard worker and very work oriented. Just in general, at least that's the energy and the vibe that I get with her. I get that she is a fucking like she's a very grounded individual and she knows how to make she herself knows how to make money and make things happen. She has that like work energy in her. And also I'm not sure about her rising because she could be a Leo or a Virgo, so it could go either way. So if she's a Leo, then that means she likes to have like to be the cool kid in the front or to like to shine, to be this, to notice she's special, like you did a good job kind of thing because she's a working individual. So like she'll be the person to be a good student. No, not a good student, like a good I get her more fiery for some reason. Anyway, for some reason I feel like she's more like a Leo than a Virgo. But I could be totally wrong because I don't have any facts here. But either way, she's either wants to shine or she's very like organized and determined in certain things when she puts her mind into something. I'm not sure which way it goes. All right. So take that one with a grain of salt. Let's see what color is he for her. Ooh, she's a lot pink. Oh. All right. So that says green. That's interesting. I get a lot of pink and green. And with that, I get Hmm. She's a homebody, but she's very family oriented, whether you believe this or not. Uh, and because she's loyal, she's gonna stand by. But she's not really with the program. Like, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. She knows it's not gonna lead. And she's thinking about money too, because she's like, it's not gonna lead to money either. Like I feel like I have to like, um, hmm, a little unstable, unsure on things. But she's not gonna show that. But that's what the energy that I get. I feel that she doesn't feel too sure and feels unstable. Like, she tells him, I get the energy that she actually tells Trump, like, I don't really think like this is a good idea. Like, when you have those night talks with your husband, or when you just have those kind of like little conversations in between bed, it doesn't really feel like she goes into like depth into it, like this extreme thing, but it is like maybe a 10-minute worth of conversation she'll probably have with him at night, about how he's like, this doesn't feel like it's a good idea. I don't like this. And she has a very strong connection to nature, very strong connection to nature. And she actually has a clear understanding of like the economy and the environment, and how that affects people, and the impact of that. Like, she's actually understanding that, and she has a clear picture of it as well. She just has no power to do anything about it. But yeah, interesting. All right, now mind you, is this fact? This is just energy that I'm feeling. It just is what it is. All for entertainment purposes only. That kind of vibe, that kind of energy. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say what I feel. It's just what I feel. Do I know it? Is it factual? Nah, but I'm gonna stick to it. All right. So, Six of Pentacles here. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Huh. There's a lot of like give and take going on that we're not seeing in the background, when it comes to like money and gifts and promises, is what I'm getting. No, not promises. There is an exchange of energy, though. A lot of things that are going on in the background that we're not seeing, that is supposedly supposed to bring whatever, like, I'm not sure what Trump's bigger picture, what he's trying to do, but there is a lot of transactions in the background that we're not seeing or understanding with people and individuals. But with him actually doing his, I don't know, what this whole weekend event with the march and the military and things of that nature, there's a lot of physical money transactions happening. And it's like, how do I say? We won't ever know about it. That's all I get. It's just this like, but there's a lot of transactions happening in the background, based off of just what's happening over this weekend that we are unaware of. Most of it's not good for the economy, because it ends up leaving our physical food plate empty. Like, you see her and her plate right there, and there's no food on there. I don't think they're aware of it, or somehow there's like a lot of transactions that happen in the back, but I don't think they're aware of how much that's gonna affect our physical, like, like And when I say the plate, it's not always food. It's just like the portions that are being given out. Anyway, they think they have the upper hand. Do they really? No. But they think that they do. They think that they do. Hmm. Oh, she's gonna need a lifeguard vest. What I get here is this is like, oh, then being there's a need to be there's gonna be a need to be saved, a need to be. Mm, better way to communicate or something. The way that I get, yeah, and she's not gonna feel safe. Feel safe. Feel safe. Feel safe. You know, I never wish for anybody to not feel safe. Like, I want everybody, every American to feel safe. Everybody, like, that's why this protest is so important, because it's just like, you can't shake our foundation, man, because it shakes our safety and how we feel as a whole, and that's not cool. Anyway, what's going on here? You know what? I keep getting this like energy of like an auspicious day. And in this moment, it feels like I'm not quite too sure. I'm not quite too sure if it's a good or bad thing, like on her behalf. Like, if for her, is it going to be good or bad? It's just like, it feels, hmm. You know, I keep getting that song with eyes wide open. Ah. So something about this event is gonna end up opening her eyes, or at least not opening. Yes, it's gonna open her eyes somehow. Not her heart, because her heart's already open, but it's gonna open her eyes somehow. Um, Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I get. I get what I get. I'm not gonna make fluff up. So I'll just leave it at that. Somehow her eyes get, they just get open. Um, like, if you notice, there's not a person here. There's nobody here preaching or anything or doing anything. It's just like, you're looking out into the universe and you're seeing and you're noticing that something's like bigger than you a little bit, or by a lot. Yeah, her eyes are going to be open that day or on the weekend. That's what I get. All right, that's what I got for Melania Trump. That's what I got. All right, now let's go to, I am going to do a reading for each zodiac sign for all those who will be protesting this weekend for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And what advice does Spirit have for you during the weekend? All right. Now, as usual, if you want to know more about that event, it's specifically this June 14th as a national day for no King's Day, because this country is not about kings. We are a democracy. With rights. This reading is for each zodiac sign for those who will be protesting this weekend for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this June 13th, 14th, and 15th. What advice does Spirit have for each zodiac sign that will be participating in which shape or form that they can? And by that being said, however it is that you wish to support that day, whether it be showing up physically or through electronically or through social media, or by showing up and supporting, restaurants, with your local community. You support your Mexican restaurants, your restaurants from other countries, other nations, from the Middle East, from the Caribbeans, from Africa, from Australia. Like, you just pick a country and a nation, whatever it is that your environment that's serving, that's different, that's other. It's just like, you go ahead and support your community, your people, because we're all Americans, and that's what America's is. We are all not just a one. For some reason, I'm looking for another. I don't know what I'm looking for. Anyway, let's go with Aries. Aries is the artist. All right. So with Aries, you have to just visualize. What is it? So what is it, Aries, when it comes to your vision? What vision are you seeing for yourself for this weekend? And think about that and then plan backwards. And that's how you're going to move swiftly over this weekend. Because the thing is, Aries, you're an Aries. You lead the way. You guys go first. So with that kind of energy, that kind of fire energy, what I get is it needs a lot of blue. Because blue is all about communication. Like, what is that you're trying to communicate? What is that you're trying to convey? And you work backwards from there. And that's going to make sure that everything goes smoothly for you this weekend as a protester. All right. I hope that makes sense for you. All right, Taurus. My earth signs, what advice do we have for this weekend as a protester? So, Page of Swords. Oh, Taurus. First of all, this ain't your first rodeo. And by that, I mean rodeo, I mean, this isn't the first time you probably stood up for yourself, or the first time you probably, you're trying to figure out how do you voice your opinion, or how do you hold your vocals, right? Whether you do it through paper, you do it through verbally saying something, you do it through an email, you do it by making a phone call. It's just like, it's all, how are you gonna physically do this? By using your voice, whatever form of communication that you choose on this weekend. That's advice for you. Okay, Geminis. Oh Lord, Geminis. First of all, Geminis, my friends, first of all, yes, you do lead the way. And yes, you are social butterflies. However, you guys need to go to sleep. You need a good night's rest. You need to do whatever it is that you need to do to get a good night's rest and zen out. Because in order for you to make anything happen this weekend, or for you to make like an actual change, a positive change, you're going to need rest, because you're on overload and you don't need to be. And you're on overload with your thoughts, I won't say imagination, but like, just you know what I mean? It's just like your how you're thinking and feeling about things. You're very deep in your thoughts. And sometimes we just need to sleep so that you can handle the things that you're like or find solutions about the things that you're deeply thinking about. It's like, you're not going to find it being this exhausted. You need sleep. All right, so you do that this weekend. You get some sleep, Geminis. All right, Cancers, what's going on with you? All right, Cancers for this weekend, for my protesters. First of all, I don't know why, but I could see my Cancers getting lit up, because the thing is that my Cancers is like, nah, this is about my family, my hands. I got to take care of my kids. Like, you guys are interrupting things. All right, yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. My only thing is here is just like, don't waste your energy on individuals that aren't going to hear you out, quote unquote. Sometimes they're not going to change their mind. When I say, like, I think of like ICE and all these, individuals. But you got to stand your ground. Sometimes standing our ground or being how do I say this? More like grounded. The more grounded you get yourself, the more level-headed you get yourself, the more you're gonna see a better outcome for yourself. Don't let agitators get to you, because that's the game in this. It's just like, how do I agitate you? How do I get you to move? Like, how do I get you in that rage and bother you that much? Because I want you to misbehave. I want you to act up, because that's the thing, is it's like, they're not trying to de-escalate the situation. You know, that's not their motive, if you're paying attention. All right, that's for you, Cancers. Leos, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Don't let somebody get, how do I say this? Affect your emotions. You stay grounded. All right, that's all I got. All right, what do we got here? Leos, to my Leo fire signs. All right, Two of Swords. First of all, you got to listen to your intuition. You have to listen to your intuition. You can't, you have a lot of thoughts, you have a lot of emotions at this moment. And during this weekend, for you protesters, I would say, go with your gut, whatever it is whatever message you want to send out, and however it is that you want to convey it is up to you. If you're an artist and you want to draw about it, you go ahead and draw about it. If you are you got to think about it, like, what is your skill and how is it that you shine? Because through the way that you naturally shine is how I would advise you to voice your opinion, to voice however it is that you're feeling. So if you're a musician and you're a Leo, you know how you make a song. Like, you got to think about it. Like, what is it that you do that you vibe with? Like, if you're a carpenter or whatever, you carpent something up and you make it for the people, right? I'm getting sunburned out here. This is going to be a life lesson. Anyway. All right, that's for you, Leos. What do we got here for my Virgos? All right, my Virgos, my earth signs, when it comes to this weekend, my protesters. Here, sometimes we just got to honor how we feel about things. If it makes you feel sad, if it makes you feel like there is no, what's the energy that I get here? Like, you feel like there's no way out. It's not true. It's not true. You could heal anything. There's a solution to everything. There's an answer to there's always a solution, an answer. And if there isn't, that's what we call a miracle, and that's what we call in. Like, you got to allow yourself to be okay with however it is that you're feeling, and then also be okay with in the manner that we have to create these changes. And you find out what's the best method for you to handle situations. You know what I mean? Like, what's the best thing that's going to be for your heart, your corazon? Like, how are you going to show up? Don't show up with nah, man, like, don't get sad. Like, if anything is the wrong energy, it's just like, nah, let it pump you up and build you up and make you stand strong. In that sense, like, allow this, be proud of whoever you have to be proud to be American. You have to be proud to be American. You have to be proud to be whatever your culture is. You pick your culture, you be proud of that. Like, I am very, very proud to be Hispanic. I'm very, very proud to be American. I'm very proud to be a veteran. I'm very proud to be a tarot reader. I'm very proud to be a person who is in tune with their intuition and their ethics and their morals. Like, these are things that we need to be proud of. And we can't let nobody take that away from you and say, nah, you got to assimilate because my way is the right way. And that's not true. So that's just my advice to you. Okay, who we got next? This is our Libras. Is it Libra? What did I say? I said this was Leo, Virgo, Libra. All right, Libras. we get the, all right, Libra, this weekend, all right, you stick to your truth, all right? Because the thing is here is that I see is just like things are just, it feels like things around you may be crumbling apart or whatever. Things are just like not necessarily working out. But if you pay attention to things around you, you within yourself, you're okay. If you really think about it and pay attention. My Libras here, my air signs, my protesters. Because I get a lot of the yellow here. So it's just like, all right, you stand, when I get yellow, that means a lot of like, you know, you have to have confidence in yourself. You have to be proud of yourself. You have to have a courage, you know, and you have to let things kind of fall apart, because the thing is that when you let kind of things around you fall apart, one, they're meant to, and they're out of your control. So why try to control it? And two, you just gotta you gotta not let it tear you down, and you just gotta be aware that it's happening around you, and you don't I get this mostly for like my sensitive individuals, and I actually that's the wrong word. Libras, my like you're sensitive to like you know, you feel a lot, you feel easily, and it's okay. Like you're just feeling a lot that's happening around you and individuals, and don't let that tear you. So that's my advice, okay? Because what's happening is truth is being revealed, and that's all. So you don't allow your voice to get shut down. You got to keep your voice in order to make things happen. That's just the energy that I get. All right, Scorpios. Scorpios. Lord, okay, it's my Scorpion. Any Scorpios out there that are protesting on this weekend? The energy that I get is kind of like I already know what's up and what's down, but you know, and then a little bit bored of like like I get here the bullshit that's happening around. Like yeah, the BS that's happening around. Like all of this is like I'm tired of this. Now with that being said, Scorpios, be careful this weekend. Do not get yourself into trouble because you're quote unquote bored. Okay. Maybe bored is the wrong word to use, but what I get here is kind of like restless, like not, you know, you want to take things into your own hands, but when you take things into your own hands for this weekend, it's like you kind of do it emotionally, and it doesn't necessarily is always the best choice. So don't be too emotional when making your choices this weekend. That's my only advice. With that being said, you just stay grounded. That's all you gotta do. It is what it is. Things may not move as fast as you want it to be, and it's you keep voicing your opinion. You trust your intuition. You keep on listening to that, and that's what I get so deeply. Is trust your intuition, deep, because you are a Scorpio. Your intuition is strong. All right, Sagittarius, what's going on with you this weekend for the protest as a protester? So for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we get the Six of Wands. You are on fire. What I get here is this like victory, wanting to lead the way, wanting to help, wanting to heal, wanting to be a protector, wanting to lead. This weekend, you could be able to, what I see you doing is helping people. Like helping actual individuals, whether you're helping them figure out directions, or you're helping them figure out how to get from point A to point B, or like you're being like a helper is the energy that I'm getting. Like some are leading the way and some are showing up as helpers. So I'm getting the energy of both, but it's still movers. Like people, you're going to be physically moving. Whether you're physically moving on the phone, or the thing is just like there's a lot of physical movement happening during that time frame. So if you feel stuck, just know you have to move like physically, and you'll feel a lot better. All right, there, Capricorns. what do I get for you for this weekend as protesters? What's your advice here? Queen of Cups. Don't allow yourself to get too emotional about the situation. You got to stay grounded, stay grounded, stay grounded. Because the thing is that um, Capricorns, you guys are, first of all, you love working with a sense of purpose. You're like purposely driven. And because this has a strong sense of purpose, this would drive you even, uh, your emotions even stronger. Like it will impact your emotions even stronger because there's a strong sense of purpose when you, to this cause, to this mission. Um, Stay grounded. Don't allow yourself to get too emotional. Also, in the sense of emotional, I also see you being very caring and very like family. Like, nah, we're bringing family to. And I'm gonna tell you the positive that I get on this is like Capricorns, you're gonna be very family orientated this weekend, where you could bring family together, whether that's friends, community, physical family, like getting them to understand what's happening, to get them to understand, like, or just to get people be like, hey, come this way. You could come over here. Like, it's cool. It's safe here. It's okay here. Uh, Even if you're not protesting, what I feel a lot of individuals doing is like letting people know like how to get to safety is the energy that I get when it comes to a positive way, Capricorns, and how you can use your energy specifically when it comes to um, protesting, like you getting people to actual safety. I don't know. I don't know if that speaks deeply to you, but I hope it does. All right, Aquarius, what advice do we have this weekend for you? Oh, the sun. Oh, first of all, wear sunscreen, okay? Aquarius, I don't care what shade you are. You wear sunscreen. Second of all, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Aquarius, it is your day to shine because it's all about Aquarius is, humanitarian, like you're bringing people together. So like it's a bigger picture kind of vibe. So if you're a protester and you are an Aquarius, you this is your happy state because this is like your energy where you know how to bring people together. You understand that there's a mission, that there's something bigger than you, and it's beautiful that people are coming together, and you're gonna love seeing people coming together. It's gonna make your heart happy because you're gonna see the nation in the way that you like seeing it, which is like a lot of people coming together, which is beautiful. So stay in that energy and keep, making those kinds of announcements as you share and witness or do whatever it is that you want to do for your community, however it is that you're showing up. Make sure you share that. And you're like, oh my gosh, like this was like how impactful and that made your heart feel. Like it's going to give you hope is the energy that I get. All right, Pisces, what's going on with you for the weekend? What advice do we have for Pisces? Anybody who's going to be supporting the cause and being a protester this weekend, Pisces? What is going on there? Okay, you stay focused. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're probably going to have more than one thing going on. You're probably juggling 1-2 things. You stay focused on what the end goal is. Don't worry about everybody else's emotions and how they're feeling. The more inward you go, the better and stronger you'll show up as a Pisces for yourself, because that's how you're going to really make things happen for yourself, whatever it is that your heart is feeling, because you wear your feelings. You wear your feelings. It's not, you wear them, and it's okay to wear them, and in this sense it's like perfect timing in order to showcase it. Just the more inward you go, the more confidence you're going to have, and the more you're going to get to accomplish whatever it is that you need to accomplish this weekend. Because I get that it's going to be more than just a protest for you. It's going to be like, I'm going to go protest and somehow fix the world. Like, I'm still also interested in all these other world events. I'm not quite too sure what that is, but that's the energy that I get. Well, anyway, with that being said, it's just like you stay focused on whatever it is that you're trying to do, and don't let outside emotions, whether it's on your side or the other side, affect you. Okay? Don't easily get swayed. Go inward. The more inward you go, the better it will be for you in general. All right, that's what the advice that I got for anybody showing up this weekend. this weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, to protest. All right, I hope to. Oh, what else do I got? Real quick. First of all, I hope to see you guys this weekend. I will be participating on Saturday for No King's Day. Um, and second thing is that I have a new moon ceremony this on June 25th at 7 p.m. to 9. Is it 9? I want to say 7. 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. is a new moon ceremony out in Riverside by Cupid's Chapel. It is in Riverside. I'll put the information up here so you can see what's going on. Okay, so this is a paid event. However, all proceeds will be going to families in need at this time due to ISIS. Due to the families that have been impacted by ISIS at this time. So that's where the money is going to. We are not a organization. We are just two individual companies that are coming together and providing the service for our community, for our environment, for our community. And all of our proceeds, 100% of our proceeds will be given to those at this moment that are dealing with the situation. If you cannot attend and you would like to donate, please donate, and it would greatly be appreciated. I'm gonna put her information there because she's the one really running the show. I will be the one leading the event, but it is her place, her location, her house. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.